Hello friends, welcome to Del Soccer. My name is Delali Frank and this is News Daily where I serve you with all the major trending news in the last few hours. In today's edition, we're going to talk about Ghanaian players and their performance over the weekend. Ghanaian players that are playing in Europe were in action over the weekend and I'm here to give you an update on how they performed. Mohamed Kudus scored a brilliant goal. Inaki Williams has increased his goal tally. As usual, if it's your first time, hit on the subscription button and let's build this community together. But that was too much time. Let's get straight into today's video. So let's start from the championship and talk about Fatah Ishaku, who plays for Leicester City. He played 90 minutes in a game that he nearly scored his first goal. He has scored his first goal already. He nearly scored a second goal, perhaps a goal of the season kind of goal. Typical of Ishaku, bend the ball on his left side, hit it, bam, just went straight into the crossbar. So Ishaku played the entire 90 minutes for Leicester City, but unfortunately they lost their first game in this particular season against Leeds United. The tougher opponents, Ishaku was in action for his side. He played the entire 90 minutes gradually. I think the other time I said about him that he has basically improved. A lot of things has changed in his kind of football, and we are really pretty much happy for the Ghanaian because he's a special breed of footballer. Went on loan, basically was transferred to Sporting CP. Things pretty much didn't work well, but currently he's on loan playing for Leicester City. There's a clause in his contract that seems to suggest that if he's able to help Leicester City qualify back into the English Premier League, he's going to stay. And I think he should stay because the football he's playing for Leicester City is top level. In that same championship, another Ghanaian is in there, which is Kamaldeen Suleiman. Suleiman has been in and out, went on injury, returned, played a game previously over the weekend. I brought you an update. This time around, he also played again. He played 76 minutes for Leicester City when they managed, Southampton, I should say, when they managed to beat Melwell by 1-0. He was a brilliant player for his side, basically played on the right side, takes on opponents, and played on the left side, takes on opponents. And that's something that I love about him. He's very direct, quick on the ball, and he enjoys that. He provided width up front, was one of the best players in that particular game, but went out in the 76 minutes to make way for his colleagues to also finish up the game. Now let's move from the championship and come to the English Premier League proper. The English Premier League started with news that dominated the Ghanaian football community. That was Kudus' brilliant volleyball. Like, not many players score such goals, and I think by far, easily, Kudus has scored the English Premier League goal of the week, or goal of the month, basically. I don't think there will ever be a goal as spontaneous and as better than what Kudus has done this month, and perhaps goal of the season contender. And Ghana Football Awards also goal of the season basically contender because the ball he hit, the precision, how he managed to hit the ball, and what went into his mind to hit the ball with that technique. And I think I've said this on countless times on this channel that not many footballers have technique in hitting the ball like Mohamed Kudus has. Kudus has been a special talent, if you ask me, because the kind of football the young man plays. And West Ham, when he came into West Ham, he was not basically starting. He was not getting enough time to show up his qualities. But they lost 3 to Brentford. He scored he scored the equalizer in the 90th minute through that brilliant volley. And then they went ahead to score in the 26th minutes, leading, and then went to sleep and lost that particular game. Kudus had a rating of 8.4, which is super. Basically, top performing player in the entire game. Such a brilliant player, and I think if Kudus continues like this, basically going to be an instant hit or an instant starter in that West Ham team. Like, West Ham has enough quality, like good players. When he went, he was not getting enough time to play, but gradually he's working his way into the team. And we wish him the best of luck. Let's talk about another Ghanaian, which is two Ghanaians basically playing in one team, which is Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace has Jeffrey Schlupp and then Jordan Ayew. Jeffrey Schlupp was on target, scored his first goal of the season for Crystal Palace when he managed to beat Burnley by 2-0. Schlupp has been one of those players that I think at this point that Ghana, we don't have, we are struggling with the left back position because Gideon Mensah is a bit inconsistent. Baba Rahman is there. He has also been playing, started coming back from injury. Baba is, he's always going to be an experienced left back for us. But if we can have Geoffrey Schlupp also around, it's really much going to help us because I think Gideon Mensah is overconfident now, so he's not really putting much effort as we expect him. And Schlupp is a player that can play basically everywhere in the team. Plays on the left side as a left back, can also play as a left forward. And this time around, he scored a brilliant goal. The team managed to win by 2-0. Geoffrey Schlupp played 75 minutes and then scored a goal for his side. In that same game, Jordan Ayew was special. Jordan had a total rating of 8.3 after renewing his contract, which is going to keep him until 2025. I brought you an update on that earlier on. And then the weekend he goes into it and provide an assist, provide a vintage performance to help his team. He had touches of 51, and so far currently, he's one of those players who have won more balls and has won more fouls in the English Premier League. Very good footballer, if you ask me, technically brilliant, and that's why every team he goes to, every coach that comes to Crystal Palace plays him. Jordan, ever since he joined Crystal Palace, has been a special talent, and I've said it on countless times that if he continues to stay with Crystal Palace, I would never be surprised that he ends up captaining the team because of the kind of football the guy plays. Come on, and his discipline and his professionalism is out of the world. In England, Antoine Semenyo too as well came off the bench to play 20 minutes for Bournemouth when they lost 6-1 to Manchester City. That's City beat them by 6-1. City. And Bournemouth themselves, they are pretty much on and off, that kind of performance. So Semenyo came off the bench. He didn't start that particular game, and it was a tough game for his side. They lost a whooping 6-1 in a game that was more of like they were walking past them. Thomas, as usual, because of injury, was not part of the Arsenal team. Let's go to Spain. Let's talk about Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams scored his 5th goal in the Spanish La Liga. Basically, has outperformed his season. Like, he's basically outperforming his best season, having a season of his life, scoring week in, week out for Athletic Bilbao. And then we hope that he just come into the Black Stars and score same goals for us. He scored a goal in his side victory, his 3-2 victory against Villarreal. He received the ball in the front of the box, just hit it on the right side of the goalkeeper. He couldn't do anything about it. Abdul Moment, the centre back that I brought you, scored his first goal, had an opportunity to start. He played against Real Madrid when Real Vallecano picked a point against Real Madrid at Real Madrid's home. That's a special resource, if you ask me, because not many players gets to even play against Real Madrid, to think of even getting a point against Real Madrid. Look at the kind of forward Real Madrid has, and Abdul Moment playing in a situation where Ghana has a lot of centre backs injuries. We are just hoping that he will be able to play and start for Ghana. We wish him the best of luck and continue. May this performance continue. Baba Idrissi also came off the bench to play for Almeria when they lost 1-0 to Alaves. I think last time he played, he was subbed early, and once he was subbed early, he was forced onto the bench. Let's go to Germany and talk Bundesliga 2. Kofi Ochirot saw 78 minutes as his side drew 1-1, and also Ghanaian draw Stefan Ambrosius and Ransford Yeboah were in action for Hamburg when they won 2-0 over the weekend. So these two players, I don't know why Francois Yeboah that didn't get a chance to play. Basically, he's a player that plays week in, week out for Hamburg, but comes to the Black Stars, doesn't get a chance to play. In France, Abdul Samid Salis played 27 minutes of actions for Lens when they drew 0-0 over the weekend. And then Enex Nyama also played 33 minutes of action for Lyon when they drew 1-1 against Mainz. But finally, they managed to play because they were supposed to play Olympic Lyon. The game didn't happen because of a small fight. But now Enex Nyama came back to come and play 33 minutes, which is good for him. Benjamin Tete, who is currently in France, and then Benjamin Tete, who is currently in France, was on the bench for Mainz in that same game that had Enex Nyama. Benjamin Tete couldn't play. In French League 2, Nicolas Opoku was involved in an action for Mainz in their 1-0 win over the weekend. I think that's all for Ghanaian players who played in Europe. We talk about Mohamed Kudus, Jordan Ayew, and Enex Nyama. We talk about Inaki Williams, Jeffrey Schlupp, and other Ghanaian players. Let me know who you think performed brilliantly well over the weekend, and also let me know if there's any other Ghanaian player somewhere that we also have to talk about. My name is Delali Frank, as usual. If it's your first time, please hit on the subscription button. But until meet again, bye bye for now.